Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Dillian Whyte barely escaped a lackluster affair yesterday. Jermaine Franklin, I think he surprised us all. But at the end of the day, this is about Dillian Whyte. Now, Dillian Whyte loves to attack Deontay Wilder. Every chance he gets, he has something slick to say about the Bronze Bomber, about the Alabama Slammer Hammer, right? Now, when Deontay Wilder fought Helenius and at the post-fight conference, even before that, we noticed Deontay Wilder was talking a lot about love and crying and having love around him and his brothers and, real heart on your sleeve, emotions on the sleeve type stuff, But then the post-fight press conference, we saw Deontay Wilder just start crying, talking about some subjects, issues, people, obviously, that is near and dear to him, and he got emotional. Then Deontay Wilder, because you got ES News, right? This guy's everywhere with his camera, just recording random stuff. But it's good because it gives us a peek behind the tent flaps to see what's going on. But somehow this guy is everywhere. And he's up in the apartment chilling with his camera going. And Deontay Wilder's talking to the ladies, and Deontay Wilder starts crying again. And I'm watching this and I'm saying, nothing wrong with being emotional. We're emotional people. I mean, that's natural. That's how we're wired. You know what I'm saying? But it made me feel like, with everything Deontay Wilder went through with the Tyson Fury fights and the type of damage he took, that if he talks about the long-term effects from boxing and about as a father or as a parent not being there with your children because you don't know what's going to show up 5-10 years down the road, I felt like Deontay Wilder was talking about himself and his concerns about himself, his health, mental health, everything, 5-10 years down the road. And as a result, when he starts talking about it, he starts crying. But our favorite hater, Dillian Whyte, started shredding him. Deontay Wilder's fake crying. He's a clown. He's a phony. He's a this. He won't fight me. He's a bum. He's all of this stuff that he wants to say about him, right? And I'm like, whatever. With Dillian Whyte, he's going to say, him and Chisora will say anything, okay? But then Dillian Whyte, did y'all notice yesterday Dillian Whyte, like he want to start crying? Talking about, all of a sudden he's dead, because they're drilling him, right? This is how it came about. They were talking to Dillian Whyte about the fight and how the fight seemed close. And he went on and started saying how in his nature is maximum violence, but he was trying to stick to the game plan. Buddy McGirt, his trainer, he was only with for 6 weeks, was telling him, with guys like this, fight, keep it simple, wear him down, then break him down, and then later in the fight, knock him out. Don't go in there and get caught with something stupid against a guy like this who isn't on your level, but he's young, he's hungry, and anything can happen in boxing. So Whyte's trying to explain that he was sticking to the game plan, and if he would have did what comes naturally, how he would have got Whyte out of there. But then he starts saying how, I know that's what people want to see, but I have people around me who really care about me, and Buddy's gonna tell me like it is, and it's really nice to just have people around me that really care about my health and and my longevity in the sport, and they don't want to see me get hurt, and I'm watching this and I'm like, someone get this man a tissue, because is he about to start crying because he found Buddy McGirt, a trainer that cares about him and doesn't want to see him get hurt, wants him to have longevity in the sport, wants him to be smart in the ring, because he has the kind of power to where he can get someone out of there? I said, hold your horses. This guy here with his relationship with Buddy McGirt sounds like the relationship with Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott. Now, true indeed, Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder said they're brothers. Relationship goes back forever. Malik Scott and I think Deontay Wilder's mom have the same birthday or something like that. Then Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott's mom have the same birthday. Something crazy like that. But what I'm getting at is, Dillian Whyte started getting emotional, man. The same poking in the eye thing he was doing to Deontay Wilder, then Dillian Whyte comes and do it. You see him, like his lip was trembling. I said, this man is going to cry. Oh, boy, I was waiting for those tears to come down. I said, please let this man cry. But Deontay Wilder, man, he won't get on social media and say craziness. He won't do it. But how I would love for Deontay Wilder to, if Dillian Whyte, because like he caught himself, if this man would have started crying, because I saw him, he was right there. He was right there about to cry. So, man, if he starts crying, well, I'd love for Deontay Wilder and other people to rip him, because you sit there and just want to just break people down, attack people, and lash out at people. That's because there's stuff going on inside of Dillian Whyte. If you watch him, man, he shoved Salita, right? He shoved Jermaine Franklin's promoter. Now, for those of you who know who Salita is, he used to be a boxer. Amir Khan beat him and shit. But he was good. But anyway, Dillian Whyte shoves him. Relax. Effing calm down. Effing this, effing that, effing this. And then the next day or whatever, the weigh-in, he's bowing his head like he's from Japan and Korea or China somewhere out of respect, shaking his hand and bowing his head. And I'm like, what's going on with this guy? Even people were talking about that. Dillian Whyte, you seem subdued, toned down. What's going on? And I'm telling you what's going on. And I think it's the same thing with Deontay Wilder. You know, when you lose, especially getting hurt like that, it makes you think about a lot, man. You know, it makes you really put things in perspective, like, man, what am I doing? So I honestly feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel when they're up there doing these press conferences, and I'm talking about even before they get to the post conference, when they're doing the press conference, when you see them more quiet, more subdued, more human, I think it's because they're like, all right, they're thinking about, man, I'm about to walk back into this ring. Who knows what's going to happen? Because, like Dillian Whyte, he's been viciously knocked out, man. You know, viciously knocked out. You can start with the AJ knockout. You know, that was horrible. Okay? And you take a look at the other knockouts. You know, that one that he got from Pulev was a whole nother level. Then that knockout by Fury was crazy. So with Dillian Whyte, I don't care what anyone says. If he says he has people around who care about him, don't want him in there getting into a slugfest, don't want him getting hurt, being smart, going to the body, break him down, then get him out of there. That means that people around him who recognize that, yo, my man, you've been getting hurt and knocked out cold. That's not good. Now, the thing is, you hear a lot of people say this, and boxing is best to just take one shot and get knocked out cold, opposed to a consistent beatdown from round 1 to 12. That's where the damage happens. But at the end of the day, when you're getting into fights and you find you're getting caught clean and getting knocked out cold, that's a problem. So I honestly think Wilder thinks about that. He always has, probably more than ever now. But Dillian Whyte, I think more than ever now, is thinking about that. And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna do another video about it, right? But I'll just touch on it real quick. Eddie Hearn keeps talking about, you know, putting Dillian Whyte back in the ring, but I don't think he wants to put him in there with AJ. I don't, because AJ would destroy him, and AJ's licking his chops, and I don't think Eddie Hearn would do that to Dillian Whyte. I think Eddie Hearn, if you listen to Eddie Hearn, right, doesn't matter if you like Eddie Hearn or not. Eddie Hearn has there's some humanity in him. You know what I'm saying? Like he has some decency. He's friends with these guys, and he wants them to make the most money. But I could see him telling Dillian Whyte, don't do it, because AJ is. You watch his interviews. AJ's looking vicious. It's looking like he wants to make a statement. And I just feeding Dillian Whyte to AJ is just. I just don't think it's gonna happen, because Dillian Whyte's gonna get hurt. He's just gonna get hurt. Now, that's a whole other subject. I'm gonna do a video on that right now. But as far as Dillian Whyte, yo, he needed a little humble pie, and I hope he tones down the way he attacks everybody, because he was right there talking, and I saw that lip. I said, this man about to cry. But that being said, more to come on Eddie Hearn, Dillian Whyte, AJ, Deontay Wilder. But for right now, I'd like everybody getting their humble pie, and they're on the downside of their careers. And let's hope they get across the home plate safely, and they really don't in 5 or 10 years succumb to some kind of brain damage or some other kind of disease that is irreparable, and they can't live a comfortable second half of their life, man. I don't want to see that for any of them. But that being said, y'all keep cool, like and subscribe. Shout out to the veterans, everybody from all 7 continents. Hit that super thank button. Donate if you'd like. Appreciate it. Y'all keep cool, and I'm in the breeze.